I only went away for 2 months, and look at all the stuff that has happened in the YouTube and Victorinox universe. Things are getting crazy, and I am so happy to be back. You guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you like it, hit the like button and also hit the subscribe button. Thank you very much. So today I'm gonna speculate about what is going on with Victorinox, and I guarantee you I do not know. I do not have any insider information, but I am super excited about stuff. So I've been off for a couple months, and like the first thing that happened seems to be that John Gadget made a video talking about how Victorinox has lost their way, and I left a comment agreeing. And honestly, I felt so hopeless after watching his video. Like, Victorinox has gone off the deep end. We're never gonna get any cool Swiss Army knives. This is lame. But that kind of led me into thinking, what is Victorinox doing? But then Dominic from Max Level EDC made a video saying Leatherman has also lost their way. So I thought I would take a quick minute to look at Leatherman, but mostly we're going to look at Victorinox in this video because of the really cool thing they're doing now. So first of all, we'll start with Leatherman. What is Leatherman doing right now? So if we look from the outside, we can see that they have a quality problem. Me and a lot of other people have posted videos about Leatherman items they've gotten that just have not met the quality standards we expect. At the same time, they've cut a whole bunch of stuff, and then they've added a whole bunch of colors to things like the Micra, the Signal, and the Raptor Rescue. These have gotten like so many color options, while a lot of other things have been cut, and of course they came out with the Leatherman Arc. What does all of this tell us, especially when we look at it in the context of the problems they're having? Their stuff is getting cloned like crazy. They seem to have discontinued the P2 series and the P4 as well. Like, what is going on here? This is what I think Leatherman is doing, and I actually don't think it's stupid at all. I think what they're trying to do is bring us like pinnacle items, like the best item. They no longer care if everybody has a Leatherman in their pocket. They want everyone to want to have a Leatherman in their pocket. They want to make the tools that are so good that this is what people aspire towards. These are like aspirational tools. And frankly, the Leatherman Arc is an aspirational tool for me. I don't have one yet. You know, and I'm not going to have anything to add to the YouTube discussion about it once I get one, but I don't have one because it's expensive, it's special, it's so amazing that I am still aspiring to get it. And I think that is what they're trying to be. And they're taking their more interesting tools and their tools that are like rock solid, and they're building on that. And I suspect that we're going to see a lot more of American-made tools in the future. So what is going on with Victorinox? You guys, I was just so disheartened after John Gadget's video. I can't even tell you. I was really down, which tells me I have a serious Swiss Army knife problem. Anyway, as I put some thought into it, though, I actually think that there's a lot more nuance out there. So what does Victorinox have going for them? Well, okay, we're definitely not going to talk about the like luggage or the fragrances or the watches. I don't know anything about that. We're not really going to talk about the kitchen knives either, although I can definitely vouch for Victorinox knives, kitchen knives quality. But we're going to talk about like the Swiss Army knives, etc. So one of John Gadget's criticisms, and I totally get it, was that they're ignoring the like adventure crowd. The spirit of adventure that gives the very like almost the definition of Victorinox is, you know, maybe not being put forward really strongly, and therefore the core audience and the core purchasers of Victorinox knives are being left out in the cold. But as I've thought about it, I'm like, I'm not really sure that's true. So we have the Evoke knives now, which are kind of an advancement off of the, I guess, the Hunter Pro A-Locks, I think is what it is. And they're kind of pushing that forwards and making it both stylish and outdoorsy at the same time. I thought that was pretty cool and actually represents some iterative like advancements that they're making in a product line, which I actually think is great. And it is kind of targeted towards the outdoors. I think that the United States is probably the main target of this knife. But also, the thing that we forgot when we were talking about outdoor adventure, and how could we forget this? Felix Imler, the Victorinox Venture and Venture Pro. And I'm going to say, I think the Venture Pro kind of has a unique position. It is a really cool, like, combination of stuff within the sheath and the knife itself that maybe it's not totally groundbreaking, but it's kind of groundbreaking, and it seems to me groundbreaking for Victorinox. I actually am not sure that Victorinox has left behind the outdoor adventure folks. I just think they're not making Swiss Army knives for them. Now, let's ask this question, why? Why aren't they making new Swiss Army knives or improving Swiss Army knives targeted at the outdoor adventure group? Well, okay, I'm going to kind of argue this here. They sort of have kind of reached perfection. Okay, I'm ready for all the negative comments. I know they haven't. And yet, really, when you're talking like a hiker, a camper, or, you know, the Ranger Grip 78 and 79, which are amazing, like, I kind of feel like they've done such a great job. They've reached such a high level that there's not a lot of improvement to be made in that area. So let's talk about, though, where Swiss Army knives have gotten really popular, and that is with the EDC community. Now, what makes them so popular with the EDC community? Well, they are super, super functional. Also, I think the low cost probably has something to do with it, and the quality is absolutely top-notch. Now, when we're talking about this side of Swiss Army knives, Victorinox does not have the same problems that Leatherman has. They do not have a quality issue. Their quality is top-notch. Now, okay, I know you may not be a Casio fan, but oh hey, I have wearing one right now. I have to bring in a little Casio comparison here. So what Casio has is they have their G-Shock upper end line here, and they have other lines too, right? But we're just going to talk about this. The G-Shock line is like the upper end line. Then they knock off their own products with their regular line. So you can get the G-Shock, and then they've knocked it off as the regular line, and there's not a lot of room for competition there. Victorinox has the opposite situation. Their baseline products, like the basic stuff, is so good, so inexpensive, and of such high quality that it is hard for them to achieve this high-level product, which is going to bring in more money per product. And when we see them try to do it, everybody gets pissed off. So it's the opposite of the G-Shock, where some people buy the fancy G-Shocks and then some people buy the regular Casios. Here, everybody's already bought the regular Victorinox, so it's hard for them to come up with that like aspirational model. Now, let's just take a second and talk about a very beloved knife to me, and if you watch this channel, you will know how much I really appreciate the Victorinox Companion. It is an awesome knife. It is, in my opinion, the best EDC tool set. Because it's targeted at women, does that mean that Victorinox is leaving behind their core crowd? I'm going to say no. And I'm sorry if this looks like a response to John Gadget's video, because I was very inspired by it. And I do take seriously his hope that Victorinox will continue to press forward with their core market, which I will readily admit includes mostly men. And honestly, when I saw the second generation of Companion come out as directed only towards women, I had mixed feelings. I was happy because honestly it felt great as a woman who loves Swiss Army knives to not be playing in the boys' sandbox for once. I hope that's not a euphemism for anything, but it felt great to have something that felt like it was directed for me. That felt really good. And I don't mean me personally, I mean me as a woman, right? But also, I felt bad because I know that while YouTube is wrong in saying that like 99.5% of my viewers are men, at the same time, I think that most of you are men, and I felt a little guilty because this tool set is top notch, and why should we knock off like half the population and say, well, it's kind of not for you? But that being said, it sort of feels like all of the Swiss Army knives up till this point, okay, discounting the Princess, which clearly was probably targeted at women, they were mostly kind of targeted for men, and women were an afterthought. So it felt good to be in the forefront of Victorinox's mind. Now, what do they need to do next with this, though? Honestly, they need to come out with like scale colors that go for everybody. I would really love to see the companion come out in like all the colors. Let's have yellow, let's have transparent blue, let's have that great hunter green. Let's like make it so that you can have a companion that will feel like your companion and not have men have to buy tools that feel off-putting to them, because, you know, I'd like to see us move forward that way. That's just me. What else is Victorinox doing for the EDC community? Well, I was so excited to see that Victorinox is going to come out with some bladeless Swiss Army knives. Now, a couple people have implied that they watch my channel, which would be very flattering, no doubt, but I actually suspect that it's just so time for Victorinox to come out with bladeless tools that they are moving forward with that project. And I think I kind of just predicted that it's time for that. So what I think Victorinox is going to do next, I think they are going to come out with another like outdoor tool of some sort, and it may not be a Swiss Army knife. And then I think they're going to dive deep into the EDC market, because that's what's expanding right now. People are thinking about their EDC. They want to carry something better. And in a vastly oversaturated market with tons and tons of tools, Victorinox can double down on what it has as its like major quality, which is quality. Like their thing that they bring to the table is, you know, when you buy a Victorinox knife, it is going to be extremely high quality. Thank you for watching today's video. What do you think Victorinox and Leatherman are focused on? And what do you think they ought to be focused on? Thanks so much for watching.